So I was watching a cartoon called Big City Greens with my kids, and it's really funny. And the main character, a little boy named Cricket Green, decides that he's very amused by saying a bad word and getting attention for it, pushing the envelope to have control over saying this word or not, and of course getting in trouble for it. And he says to his dad that you don't have control over what I say. And he realizes that no one can really control what comes out of his mouth, and that's true. And so the father ends up saying, near the end, in these cartoons, the moral lesson comes at the end, like most good cartoons. So he says, Cricket, you do have the choice of what you're gonna say, and if you're gonna say these bad words or not. And you need to decide, you have the choice if that's the kind of person you want to be. And I thought that was really cool. It's true. We don't have control about what other people say or do. And we do have control over what we put in terms of social media, what we read, what we see on TV, and putting ourselves in a situation of what we're hearing. We do have some control over that. But we have full control over what comes out. And so there's a point where in adulthood, we need to start to decide, does our past narrative and programming, is that an excuse of what we are going to say and our character and our personality? There was a devotional that actually inspired me to create this video today, and it's from the Holy Bible app. The devotional is called Speaking Life, and on one of the days I just read this excerpt here. The loudest voice we hear is our own voice, the voice inside of us, our self-talk. So quiet, but so powerful. Self-talk is a real deal. Self-talk is something we do naturally throughout our waking hours. It is a form of neurolinguistic programming. Because of its repetitive nature, it has the potential to mold and sculpt our consciousness. I will put the link into this devotional if you'd like to read the whole thing about speaking life, which I love. And today we're going to talk about 5 ways to communicate positively, but I want to challenge you to think about these same terms in a way where you're applying it to yourself, your self-talk, and what we repeat in our minds about ourselves, how you think about yourself, and what you can even say out loud about yourself, because we are hearing ourselves. This is coming back to us. And so not only is it what we say out to others, but what we say to ourselves, what we say to others, and what we say out loud to God, which you can't really lie, right? He knows your thoughts. He knows your heart. He knows your mind. And what we say out loud to him, we are also hearing that back. And we can't really get around lying about that, even tricking our own minds with what we say. And so let's get some truth and clarity in how you want to move forward with building your character and having a really great positive mindset. So here are some 5 ways to have some better positive talk. Number 1 is use encouraging words. Offer words of support and motivation to uplift others. And remember, using encouraging words can also be for yourself and in prayer, right? So we can be speaking to God with encouraging words about God and to yourself and to others. For example, to someone else, you're making great progress. Keep it up. To yourself, you could say, hey, I'm making great progress. And then that's motivation to keep going. And then to God, that would be, thank you for what you're doing in my life and showing this progress in my life. So number 1, use encouraging words. Number 2, Active listening. Show genuine interest in what others are saying without interrupting. Reflect back what they've said to demonstrate understanding. So active listening is a whole ball game of its own. Now, in terms of to others, active listening is very important. We want to make sure that we respond with understanding, reflecting back what they say, and using some empathy and validation, especially if it's with their feelings. And so active listening is very important with a conversation between two people. What about active listening for yourself? So this just simply means when your thoughts are going on and there's a belief that you have, we need to reflect and listen to ourselves. So the reflection of someone else, showing them that you're listening, we need to do that for ourselves as well. Sometimes we fall into patterns of just the way we do things, but we can take a step back and actively listen to ourselves and what we're saying. Sometimes we're blind to the ways that we are, and it's really helpful if someone else could point it out to us when we're doing something wrong or when we're doing something that is not really helpful. But I would encourage you to reflect on how you speak and how you think so that you're actively listening to yourself and doing that for you. And then actively listening to God. That's big, right? We need to every morning, I really hold dear for the time from when I wake up to before I start my day. That is a very special time for me to actively listen to what God is saying before I start my robotic day and all of the good stuff and the nonsense that comes with your day, right? And so that time is very powerful for me to listen for God, to share with me if there's anything he wants me to know for that day, encourage me. And sometimes I feel comforted to start my day. Now that's just honestly just me and God and nothing else. Another way to actively listen to God is through his word, 100%. Just open his word and read and actively listen to the Holy Spirit and see if something can stand out to you that day. Number 3, offer constructive feedback. Frame feedback in a way that focuses on improvement rather than criticism. For instance, here's a suggestion that might help us achieve our goal better. So it's so easy to point fingers. It's so easy to criticize others and ourselves. And how do we criticize God? We get mad at him, right? Sometimes we can get mad at God. Why did you do this? Why would you do this to me? Why are you letting this happen? And that's a way that is questioning. He wants you to depend on him. He wants you to question. And we go through these emotions, and he loves you anyway. But we can reframe how we can share something that we are in a disagreement with to others especially, and then to ourselves. How does that work? So here's a suggestion that might help us achieve our goal even better. Maybe there's times where you need to be a little easier on yourself. We are our own worst critic. And this goes back to the self-talk of basically sabotaging ourselves, self-sabotage, and putting ourselves down, right? And there's a better way to give ourselves constructive feedback and be kinder to yourself. So be kind and say, okay, maybe this didn't work out. I know that I can do this. And maybe we can find another way to figure this out. Or not we, yourself, right? Maybe I can find a way to go about achieving this goal in a better way. So we can frame that for ourselves, for others, and to God by saying, really upset right now with how this went. God, how can you show me how we can move forward with this and really realize who you're speaking to and that he really loves you. And check yourself with how the criticizing or the critical spirit is in you when you're talking to God. Number 4, express gratitude. Acknowledge and appreciate others for their contributions of kindness. A simple thank you for your help, I really appreciate it, goes a long way. Okay, so expressing gratitude to others, very simple, something we might forget often. I believe this goes along with taking things for granted. So just say in one day that you go through your day and we're so caught up in ourselves or our jobs or our parenting or goals or school, and something that we are completely takes over our space in our minds. And we forget the little things. We forget to thank someone for doing something small. Thanking someone for bringing us a coffee. Or something huge. Imagine someone that has high value on giving you something and you're not thankful for it, or you forget to thank them. Gratitude itself is not also just a simple thank you sometimes. Gratitude is something that is a condition of the heart. And I believe that gratitude sometimes is missing for me when I'm completely in a state of worrying or anxiety. And how you can get out of those states is gratitude. And believe me, I've been there, and I've pushed myself out of a state of worry or anxiety with becoming intentionally gracious and start to think of things I'm thankful for. Of course, expressing gratitude to God is in worship and in truth and speaking thanks for all that he does. Expressing gratitude for yourself. Now, sometimes we might think that you don't want to be prideful or puff ourselves up with thinking that, oh yeah, I'm good at this, or I'm proud of your own actions. Those are barriers that we need to break. And being thankful for yourself, your skills, the things that you are able to do, being kinder to yourself and expressing something to yourself. If it goes a long way for someone else to hear those things, then be thankful for yourself too. And the fact that you just say you did something that you don't normally do, maybe breaking a habit and doing something better. Eric and I are making a lot of aggressive changes right now, and the videos that we have up are for our carnivore diet journey. So just in that choice itself, making that decision for myself, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I have made a decision to make my life healthier with what I eat and all that goes along with that. Okay, I'm thankful for that, right? It's just an example of expressing gratitude for ourselves, to others, and to God. There you go. That was number 4. Okay, number 5. Use positive body language. Smile, maintain eye contact, and use open gestures to convey positivity and openness in your interactions. These approaches can help and foster a more positive and supportive environment in both personal and professional interactions. There are a lot of types of people. There's a lot of different personalities. Some people are really good at positive interaction with body language, and some are not. This is something, whether it's natural or not, it is something that we do need to think about, being intentional to match our body language with what we are saying and feeling, right? So I have been through situations where there is how you feel and there is what you need to say, and then there's then there's your body language, right? And if those things are not aligning, the energy that you're putting out is going to really convey to the other person the truth. So if you feel bad about something and you're saying something out loud that is maybe trying to help a conflict, and you're saying the right thing, you're still having issues inside that you don't feel like you really agree with what you're saying, you don't want to say what you're saying, but it's the right thing. And then your body language is showing no eye contact, you're looking away, you're not moving forward to the person, you're not smiling, you're not, putting a hand on their shoulder to console them in a conflict. And you need to be conveying this to this person that you are going to help them. Your words of saying, I understand this, and then you start to talk about what's going on, but your body language and what's going on inside of you is not going to help them to believe you, right? Using positive body language and having that eye contact, you could have physical touch or not, but just showing them that you are there for them with how your face is, if you're tense or if you're relaxed, really makes a huge difference. Okay. Yes, those are things that intentionally have to work together with all of these 5 things. So, encouraging words, active listening, you offer constructive feedback, so reframing how you criticize, expressing gratitude, and using positive language are great ways to help make you believe what you say about yourself is good, and reframing how you talk to yourself, how you speak to others, and your relationship with God. I hope that something from this video encouraged you today. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for more growth mindset notifications from Culture Kingdom, and have a great day. Thanks.